So this video is about why urbanisation occurs. I don't know why, I just like the moving wheat fields, I'm sorry. So that's why you've got that as the slide. Okay, so let's actually establish that the growth has occurred. So between 2000 and 2015, this map is showing you how capital cities have had an increase in their populations. And over here you can see on the scale that there's got more than 1.5%. So all these green ones, these dark green cities, and this is only cities, have had more than 1.5% growth over 15 years, which is pretty impressive. You can see here that there are cities that have declined in population size and where they are in the world. You can see in Australia that all our cities have increased in population by more than the 1.5%. So that's worth noting, that Australia is a growing country, not a declining country. And you can see here where different cities on different areas of the United States have declined and where other ones have grown. Okay, and then Europe is in decline, which is interesting. And India is on the rise. Please tell me if I've got my geography wrong. So you can see different cities are growing at different rates, but we can see that there is growth. We can also see that there's growth in a different way as well. So this is the cool site that you're probably going to use for your assignment. And what this is doing is showing you how we've moved from rural to urban areas. So I'm just going to move this slider. Apparently I'm not. I'm just going to move this slider, and you can see now it gets blank because there's missing data, but you can see here how it's all slowly turning red. And so this is how we can see how mostly we're urban. And if we go back again, you can see how it was mostly rural. And this is where we start to run out of data. All right, let's talk about why this is happening. Okay, so in your assignment, we talk about social reasons, environmental and infrastructure. These are similar, they're just slightly different. So I'm going to step you through them. I just really like this image. So push and pull can be synonymous with the same thing, and you can see that in your assignment with the suggestions that we give you. So a push is that there is less security in your country or your city or your rural area because there's not the police force present in your rural area. So you might have one police person in your area compared to 20, so crime is higher, or you might have higher crime rates and things like that. So you might decide to move to a city because it's got security. So, but this might not happen. You might just decide that there's better security. Now, security is a social reason, okay? Environment, people are going to be fleeing. We hear about the climate refugees that are likely to occur in the coming years. So people will be fleeing areas, and these are rural areas, right? So the small islands and things like that, that's often rural living. And so they're going to be fleeing to come to cities so that they can be safer from environmental factors. Stability, this is related to war and governance and things like that. Again, this is a social issue. So in relation to your assignment, this is a social aspect. Then economics, obviously, whether or not you've got a job. There are more jobs in the cities, different types of jobs in the cities versus in rural areas. And services is basically what we've called infrastructure. So, you've got hospitals in cities, you've got better roads, all that sort of thing. And you'll know that if you've ever driven in country Australia, there's still a lot of dirt roads in country Australia. And, for example, even in Canberra, there is a lot of medical services that we don't have in Canberra, so you actually have to go to Sydney if you want to receive them. So cities do offer a range of things that rural areas or less urban areas don't. So it's one of those aspects about what pushes you away from rural areas or what pulls you towards the cities. So these are the push factors, you can read through those, and these are some of the pull factors. And again, we've also got a list for you in the assessment itself. But these are the sort of things you need to talk about for your assessment, but they're also the things you need to understand about why people want to move towards a city and away from rural areas.